Hey legends, welcome back to Bush Fish and Cook. This afternoon, as the title of my channel suggests, it is Bush Fish and Cook. So I'm going to put up a little bushwalk that I'm going to do. And I don't know, if you think you enjoy this sort of stuff, be sure to let me know, and we could do some more of these in the future on tough fishing days in the winter. But like, just wait until you see the views we're going to go look at. I've never exactly been over here, but from here you can already see some awesome views. So what we're going to do, we're going to push through all this, and to our one subscriber that keeps asking for some more bush content, maybe you enjoy this, mate. And I'm sorry, I was even going to do a cook up for you the other day, but by the time I got a trout, it was a bit late. And I didn't end up getting back up until about 7 o'clock. So by the time I got home and got the trout in some brown sugar, etc., it was a bit late, and my kitchen's terrible, so I didn't really want to film it there. I'd rather do a bush cook. But yeah, I did enjoy that trout very much. And my nan got hers, and then I've got another one ready for tomorrow night. So, on cheering. They're not my favourite fish to eat, but they are one of my favourites. I've said it before, and people often have asked me, is that for real? You really think that? That's my opinion. It could be completely different for you. But I actually prefer redfin. And it's simple. It's got a hard, firm flesh. And it's just a nice eating fish. It doesn't have many bones. Trout can be a bit finicky, you know. But this is the sort of stuff I do sometimes, and I don't really film this stuff. So if you do like this sort of stuff, as I said, definitely let me know. You know, it's crazy. There's always these little highways through these bushes, usually created by deer. And they're like the original bushwalking track makers, the deer. Of course, trees fall over in the way, but if you can see in front of me, there's generally this trail. And I bet in other parts we'll really notice the trail. I can guarantee this is deer. Like, I can see tracks through. One thing I've always wanted to find is a deer shed. So it'd be pretty cool to find one of those, maybe if we got lucky. But in saying that, I watch a lot of other people do fishing, and Aaron has walked the creeks for years and years. And where he walks, I know it's highly infested with deer, I suppose you could say, because they are a pest, technically. Like, there's deer everywhere out there. Very like full-on deer country where he goes is what I'm trying to say. And to only ever find one shed blows me away. You would think he would have found plenty of sheds. And even me, myself, I come across so many deer rubbings around the place. And I'm always thinking, I'm gonna find one soon. And I never do. Some cool plants along here, if you like plants. These little deer highways though, Very cool. Hey, look down here. See what we can see. If there's anywhere we can get a good vantage point of the water down there. This time of the year, you don't need to worry about snakes too much, but I wouldn't say that they're non-existent. Like, don't go, oh, I won't see any. Australian snakes, they brumate, they don't hibernate. And because they brumate, they can still sort of be out at any time. Looks like we can get a bit of a possible look there. Even here it looks like a bit of a deer highway. There you go. Deer droppings. Some fresher ones. I knew it. Yep, definitely deer territory through here. Let's have a look down here. Look at that. How cool is that? All that rapid area down through there. And again over there as it comes around the bend into this top basin. Such a cool area. And as I was standing here, I looked above me and I was like, this looks like another one of these deer highways. It sure is, because I've seen, look at this, more droppings. So we're going the right way to search for some deer sheds, hopefully. Look, you can just see this pathway as they walk. I wonder where they went from here. It's a bit hard to tell once they get onto rock. This is why I love doing bushwalks, like stuff like this, you know? This is look at this. Look at it. An animal has been sitting up in there. Look. Wow, look at that. It goes right back in there. How cool. That's awesome. I wonder, like that looks like deer droppings, but I couldn't imagine a deer climbing up under there, but maybe in the rain. Look at that. I don't know if they are definitely deer droppings now. How crazy. Just see a whole pile of them there. So interesting. Look. Definitely looks like deer to me. But I'm no expert on droppings, so I don't know. Into like a little deer bedding area, I believe. Looks like they've been laying down there. It's the only good thing about deer, in my opinion. Like they do these little clearing tracks, and without them in our bush, kangaroos don't sort of walk along, and they don't have big antlers to knock things out of the way. The deer, they knock like all the dead sticks and things. You can see they break them, but you can also see where the deer rub on things. They've definitely been about here too. A couple of little deer lies, I believe. Another one there. Like I often look for rubbing on these trees. Well, that could be deer rubbing. It could also just be natural. Here's the deer's little highway again, I can see that. See what I mean? You can see it. Come on, look, you can just tell where they go. They've walked a track here, and they've also walked a track here by the looks of it. And you also tell because you'll be walking and then you see the deer droppings along these tracks, and then you know straight away, oh, it is a deer. Quick look over here. As we get a bit further, we might not be able to see this set of rapids again. You can see that little highway through there too. And actually just seen a bit more deer droppings as well. I don't really encourage people to sort of come to these sort of unknown lookouts, as I'd probably call this, because there's no one else out here and there's no guardrails and things like that. So don't just go places because I did. That's why I'm trying to show you these places, and I'm not going to be silly and go near that edge. I'm going to stay right back here. So as I said, I'm on my own, and it's a long way down there. Anyway, we'll keep exploring. Still a little deer highway through here, or some sort of little game trail anyway. That would have been a recent knock over this tree. You can tell because they were walking through here. Could be a wombat staying low. Something just rised all the way down there. I can see it. Might be a platypus. There's every chance it's a platy. It's hanging around the top. Probably is a platypus. That was one thing that upset me about that they're going to put recycled water through this valley. And to cover himself, I kid you not, you know, the creek that I call Coffee's Creek, it's not its real name. It's actually Coffee's Crossing is why I call it that. And that's at Penrith on the Nepean River, near Nepean Rowing Club. And there's just all this documentation online about how the platypus are doing so well there and they're thriving because of the recycled water. I don't know about you guys, but I have actually walked up that creek before in my waders. It's that shallow that, like, yeah, if there was a platypus, I'd be able to see them. And the other thing I'd see was their burrows that they were talking about. That's what else they mention. They say that there's platypus burrows all along there. There's bank erosion, but there's no platypus homes, unfortunately. I wish there was. And if you can prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Because I honestly don't believe for a second that that's the case. I haven't walked up it once, I've walked up it quite a few times. So I just filmed my thumbnail and that was probably a little risque. That's probably as risque as we're getting. The rest of the time we'll just stay back here. Well, back on the ledge. I was leaning that way, don't you worry. I've been doing this since I was young. Like, it's not my first time walking around somewhere like this. Look at that. What a view. my feet are back here, the ledge is over there. Why you still got to be careful. We are up miles. There's other rapids down there. Just look at the rock escarpment out here. It's just crazy. So nice. You can see. Look at this rock. It's almost like a big turtle shell. Look at the pattern on it. You don't see that in the streets of the city. Oh look, here's the, see? Deer highway. Like I said, the original bush track makers, the deer and the goats and things like that. Mainly the feral animals. Pigs make a lot of tracks along creeks and rivers. Oh, wow. I've imagined walking around here since I was a kid, and never did I walk all the way around here. I always wanted to. It was this and try and find a deer shed, but I don't think the deer shed's exactly going to happen. But at least we made it to where I could see. I was originally on the peak over there, completely on the other side. I walked all the way around. Oh, actually there's a couple more peaks to go, I think. No, this is about the one I could see though. Oh. Just something I thought about putting a couple more on the channel. We do have a few bushwalks from back in the day, but it's been a long time. So if you do enjoy seeing these areas like I've shown you today, then yeah, let me know please, and we can definitely do more in the future. The back of those rapids are down there. Just does something to you sometimes, just being in these places. It's just amazing sitting here looking at this. So cool. Okay, so this was the peak I actually wanted to make it to be honest. This is the one I could definitely see from over there. And I know that now. Look at that. Big dark, deep valley through there. heaps of them all over the ledge. Goats maybe, I don't know. Wow, that is so cool down there. That's awesome. Every flood it completely changes. I walked to those rapids after last floods, and it didn't look like that. There was also a section coming through the middle. Now some more rocks have moved in and split up by 2 feeds of water now. Anyway, that's it for this short bushwalk. I don't know how long I'll make the video, but if you did enjoy it, let me know please, because we can do more of these in the future. I enjoy bushwalking, and if you enjoy seeing some cool places and a little bit more B-roll than what I sort of do in my fishing videos, well, maybe some of these bushwalks might just be for you. They'll mainly be around the Blue Mountains area, but we may even do a few more if they become a thing. Anyway, I'll catch you all next time, legends. Cheers for watching.